Today we are remembering 197 Westminster Road. It was our first development in the UK. We turned a mid-terrace house in the west end of Morecambe into 3 one-bed flats. I have a love-hate relationship with this property, and we're about to sell it, only because it's quite far from where we live. And we are focusing our efforts nowadays in Bristol. But I thought I would share some of the ups and downs with this particular property. As I say, we're about to sell it. And I thought I would just show you some pictures. So, this is 197 Westminster Road in Morecambe Bay. It was a mid-terrace, or is a mid-terrace, and was converted nicely. Staircase going up the middle into 1, 2, 3 one-bedroom flats. Got a few other property pictures here, which we're going to skip past. That was also in Morecambe Bay. We'll talk about that another day. But essentially, these were the flats here. So yeah, we fixed them up. We've had lots of different experiences there over the years, especially with squatters. We had a squatter problem once. Every time we fixed the place up, and we would just get back to Bristol, and squatters would have broken in. The neighbours would tell us that the guy would walk in there, beers in one hand, girl in another, and just kick my front door down and have a party there for 3 or 4 days, and then just leave the place in a hell of a mess. So we would, in between tenancies as well, place was often left in a mess, and we would have to be tidying it up the whole time. Obviously we got tradespeople to do that, but with these squatters, eventually Ruth and I just went and stayed there on a blow-up mattress in the lounge for a couple of weeks while we got the place fixed up and tenanted. Once it was tenanted, it was fine. Thankfully, a few years later, they brought out a law where squatting in residential properties is no longer allowed. But those were the days. So this is us waiting for the squatters in the ground floor flat, otherwise having a beer at Ma Murphy's in between fixing the place up. This is how it all started for us. This was our first deal. We pulled out a chunk of capital after splitting the title into 3 one-bed flats, and we then got them mortgaged on 3 buy-to-lets at 75% LTV, and it pulled out a nice, decent chunk of money, somewhere between 45 grand and 50 grand, and that was the starting capital that we started investing our portfolio and building our portfolio in Bristol. So, this is how it was left in between tenancies. Morecambe, don't get me wrong, great place, enjoyed going up there, was lots of fun, going out for a beer and things. That was our neighbours. We had a lot of damp problems in this particular place coming through from the neighbours. Obviously that didn't help. This is how it would be left in between tenancies. But it would scrub out okay. It would scrub up okay. This is it after a lick of paint and a clean. It scrubbed up quite nicely. We've spent a lot of money on the place over the years. We put a new roof on it as well recently. So whoever inherited it's still got, the ground floor flat needs a damp proof course, but other than that it should be watertight. As I said, I would probably keep this property if it was closer to me, but it's just really not worth the headache when we're building our portfolio down in Bristol. It's high yielding, well above 12%, but at the end of the day, the net yield isn't that great, because if a boiler goes, it's still £2,000 to replace, whether you're up there receiving 200 a month profit, or down here receiving 600 a month. So anyway, I thought I would share our first project, 197 Westminster Road, title split into 3 flats in the west end of Morecambe, way back in 2008. Any questions? Ask them in the comments.